Well, the Milton Ice Sox continue to struggle as the Toronto Patriots put a hurting on them last weekend, racking up the goals. More on that later in the show. This is the OJ Today. Hey, folks, Happy New Year. I'm Alex Bastiavansky. On this week's program, Orangeville Flyers GM Dana Baker joins me in the studio to talk about his squad and some of the big moves they made in their push for the playoffs. Also, we'll have a feature story on one of the league's top squads, the Georgetown Raiders. But first, let's get to those Gong Show gear game highlights. And the team Georgetown is chasing for top spot in the West, the Buffalo Junior Sabres, has been making it tough for them to make up any ground. The Sabres are one of the OJ's hottest teams right now. They'd won 10 straight heading into last weekend. A massive test awaited them on Sunday, however, going up against the North Division leading Markham Royals. OJ Game Highlights brought to you, of course, by Gong Show Gear. Gong Show Gear, a lifestyle hockey apparel, official sponsor of the Ontario Junior Hockey League. The Sabres were on a 10-game winning streak, but Markham dominated this game. Early on, though, golden chance for Buffalo. Griffin Lunn wraps it off the post behind Marcus Samayo, but it stays out. And then Christopher Berger has nothing but daylight between himself and Samayo, but the keeper comes up with two massive stops to keep it scoreless. And then the Royals draw first blood, 16:41 in. Tyson Bruce out front wraps it home. Markham's leading scorer makes it 1-0 for the home squad. Then just before the end of the period, madness ensues.
Down low, they're looking for... Oh, what a save! Oh, my! Spivak got robbed! And for...
A Markham goal, but what a save by Tucker Wepner. Second period, Royals on the power play. Hudson Michaelis from the point floats it past Wepner, and Markham goes up 3-0 on the shell-shocked Sabres. Third period was all Royals. Once again, with the man advantage, Tyson Bruce from the point snaps it home, and Markham is out to a commanding 4-0 lead. 2 minutes later, Michaelis is completely ignored out front. Bad idea. He nabs his second of the contest. Incredibly, it's 5-0 for Markham. The icing on the cake comes 4 minutes later. Brendan Valco's shot is stopped, but Lane McKay wraps home the rebound to make the rout complete. Who saw this coming? Buffalo's 10-game win streak is snapped in decisive fashion by Markham. 6-0 your final, as the Royals now have an 8-point bulge over second-place Aurora in the North. Mississauga had lost 9 straight heading into their tilt with the Raiders. Things only got worse for them. 4:03 and Austin Cho from the tough angle absolutely tattoos it past Tyler Richardson. 1-0 Raiders. 7 minutes later, Bailey Malella just chilling in front of the net. T1 times it, and Georgetown goes up by a deuce. Before the end of the frame, Double J, Jack Jacome, does what he's been doing all season long, and it looks like a blowout is brewing. 3-0. Pretty much all Raiders in the second period with the score 4-0. Andrew Court blasts home the pass from Brendan Jacome. One of two for Court on the night. 5-0 Raiders. It just got worse from that point on. Mississauga would pot 2 goals, but Georgetown ends up with the emphatic 7-2 win. The Raiders are unbeaten against the Chargers this year and have lit them up for 20 goals in 3 games. Okay, Milton versus the Patriots. Parental discretion strongly advised. Milton had lost 19 straight games. 9:53 in. Logan Blazer, wicked wrister, beats Jacob DeVincentis 1-0. 3 minutes later, Nick Stuckless with too much time and space. He beats DeVincentis, and it's 2-0 Toronto. A minute 18 later, Nicker City with a sweet pass to Jeremy Polara, and you can see where this is headed. 3-0 Pats, still in the first. Michael Sedal just camps out in front of the net, and just way too easy for the Patriots. 4-0. In the second, it gets worse for the Ice Sox with the score 5-0. Sedal goes roof daddy. The Pats using DeVincentis for target practice. 6-0. Third frame, cover your eyes if you're a Milton fan. Jake Harris picks the top corner. That makes it 7-0 Patriots. It's a laugher, all right. This one was Patriots all the way. 10-1 your final. Sedal had a hat trick for Toronto. Stuckless with a deuce, as the Patriots now sit just 4 points back of St. Mike's for the 8th and final playoff spot in the Southwest. Okay, OJ trivia for this week. And your question is, who was the Gong Show Gear goaltender of the month for December? It was just announced. The Gong Show Gear goalie of the month for December. If you don't know yet, we're mentioning it later on in the show, so keep watching. And first person with the correct answer wins an OJHL prize pack. Get your email to Isaac Westgate. That's iwestgate@theojhl.ca. The first person with the correct answer wins the OJ prize pack.
Mario Ferraro, left defenseman, Toronto Patriots. What I bring to the ice every game is hard work, speed, and nice breakout passes on the stick. Winning the OJHL championship last year was an unbelievable experience, and couldn't be a more happy and enjoyable time in my life. Coach Justin Tico has been a great coach for us, taught us a lot so far, and hopefully he can do more and show us the way towards the playoffs, and hopefully we can do some damage there. When I think about my teammates, I think about them as my brothers. Come to the rink every day, see them every day, and go to battle, go to war with them every day.
Welcome back. Well, they may not play each other quite as often as when they were in the same division, but the matchup is still as intense as ever. Georgetown and Oakville renewed their Halton Region rivalry on Tuesday with no love lost between the two teams. These two squads have had some epic encounters over the years, and this one ranked right up there. First period, Oakville think they've hit first. Brendan Doherty snaps it home. The Blades celebrate, but hold on. Goalie interference is called, no goal. But moments later, shorthanded.
One race with Benwell. As Benwell is shorthanded, he might have a chance. It's Benwell shoots and scores! Oliver Benwell fires it over the glove.
A beauty by Benwell to make it 1-0. Second period, they extend their lead. Ryan Garvey just throws it on goal. Christian Rajic slams home the rebound, and the Blades are looking good, up 2-0. But the Raiders get one back. 6 minutes later, Michael Botiz gives up the juicy rebound for Jack Jacome. Double J cuts the lead in half. It's 2-1 Oakville. Third period, the Raiders draw even. Josh Dickinson just throws it on goal. Jordan Crocker tips it home, and they're all knotted up at 1 apiece. Crocker's 11th tally of the season. Then it's Austin Cho laying the smackdown on Tyler Rollo with a great open ice hit. Michael Botizo comes up with the save of the game for the Blades, absolutely robbing Andrew Court at the side of the net. Beauty. It looked like overtime was brewing until this.
Oh yeah, there's the tip, he scores! Billy Malala in front, tips it by Botiz. The Raiders grab the lead, it's 3-2.
Malala gets the game winner with just 1:32 left. Huge comeback for the Raiders, and the teams will do it all over again on Friday night in Oakville. Well, the Orangeville Flyers are in the thick of the playoff chase in the Southwest, and they made a bold move back in December, trading James McLaughlin to Burlington in exchange for forward Jack Jeffers. Now, Jeffers is on the NHL watch list for the upcoming draft, and he hasn't disappointed since coming over from the Cougars, scoring 8 points in just 4 games. He and his mates were looking to grab a crucial 2 points against the Oakville Blades last Saturday. Back and forth they went in this one. It came down to the last shot of the game. The Flyers broke the ice at 13-10 in. Jack Jeffers is stopped. Costa Licorezos wraps home the rebound, and it's 1-0 Orangeville. 30 seconds before the buzzer, though, Josh Kosak tips home the point shot past Nicholas Latinovich, and it's all knotted up at 1 apiece. Second frame, Oakville jumps ahead. 3-on-1. Clarkson recruit Drew Warad with the awesome puck control. He makes it 2-1 for the Blades. But then a brutal giveaway by Brandon Luksic in his own zone leads to the mad scramble in the Oakville crease. James Ranson pokes it home. And once again, they're all square. It's 2-2. Then a weird one. Watch the puck go up and over Latinovich, who doesn't see it. 3-2 Oakville. Bizarre. Once again, though, the Flyers get it back. Colin Rigney deflects home the pass from Ryan Barboza, 3-3. Third period now, Oakville leading 4-3. Jeffords hits Licorezos for his second, and yeah, the two teams were off to overtime.
Back there for the Blades. Oh, here's a chance. Kudla, nice pass, and that's it. Josh Kozak is going to get credit for the game-winning goal.
Yeah, thanks to Stephen Carney for the call. This one could have gone either way. What a game. The Blades pull it out 5-4 in overtime and hold a 3-point lead over the Rangers in the South. Well, there were two very hungry squads facing off last weekend. Aurora and North York are both currently second in their respective divisions, trying to claw their way back up to top spot. The two teams clashed on Sunday at Herb Carnegie Arena. The Tigers on a bit of a downslide right now, having lost 5 straight heading into this one. No scoring in the first, so we head right to the second. A minute 42 in, Kyle Clark turns on the Jets and boom, beats Alex Fotinos 1-0 for the Rangers. Soon after, though, Alex Fermenton on the rush. He gets stopped, but Darren Ely follows up, and it's a 1-1 hockey game. But just 60 seconds later, Keegan Blasby down the wing, blasted past Fotinos, and the Rangers retake the lead 2-1. Just 47 seconds after that, Josh Dame collects the Jeremy Zabo point shot, and the Rangers have a 2-goal bulge, 3-1. Aurora shows some game in the third, though. They made it 3-2, and then off the scramble in front here, Ryan Shaw pokes it home, and it was a tie game with overtime looming. But just a minute 25 later, it's Ryan Hunt with the dagger as he puts it in from in close. The Rangers pull it out. Kyle Clark would add an empty netter to make it 5-3. Aurora has faded as of late, now on a 6-game losing streak. They've lost significant ground to Markham in the North Division. Okay, let's take a look at some recent OJ commitments. And Bryce Misley from Oakville commits to Vermont for 2018-2019. Tyler Burney from Wellington commits to Kingston in the OHL, and he's going to start playing for them immediately. Nicholas Ursidy from the Patriots commits to Hamilton College for 2016-17. Congratulations, guys. OJ standings, let's see where all the teams currently sit. North Division, Markham, as mentioned, now an 8-point bulge over Aurora, who sits in second. In the East, Trenton rolling right along, just 2 regulation losses. They lead by 9 points over Kingston. In the South, Oakville, 3-point lead over North York, with the Junior Canadians close behind in third. And in the West, Buffalo now just 2-point lead over Georgetown, who has 3 games in hand to make up that difference. And the Gong Show Gear Players of the Month in the Southwest, Zach Avancho of the Buffalo Junior Sabres, who had 12 points in 5 games. In the Northeast Conference, D-Man Ryan De Silva of the Spirit had 9 points in 5 games, and the goaltender Andrew Masters had a great month for the Raiders, 4-0-1 record for December. Congratulations, guys. You deserve it. And a very quick OJ alumni update. Trevor Carrick, Corey Conacher, Mark Kandari, Christy Domenico, Drew McIntyre, and Daniel Vukovic, all OJ alumni, and they won Spengler Cup Gold in December. Congrats, guys. You did Canada proud. Welcome back to the OJ Today. I'm joined in the studio now by the general manager of the Orangeville Flyers, Dana Baker. Welcome to the studio.
You're welcome. Glad
Did you have a good holiday?
Yes, I did.
Excellent.
Great season, family, and good food. Maybe a little too much.
A little too much, yeah. I think both of us actually, but a little bit of a rest and back at it now. And you guys have been, you've been doing well this year. We're going to get to, a couple of years ago that wasn't the case, but you guys are doing well now. In the thick of a playoff hunt. So just talk about how you think the team's played so far this year.
We've been pretty steady. We started off really well. Unfortunately, we lost Connor Stack, one of our alternate captains, to a broken ankle. We had a bit of a down time then, but he's, the other boys seem to have gotten over that. I mean, he's a great kid who we miss a lot, but it's part of hockey.
What's the timetable for return on that?
He won't be back. He had
He's
surgery.
done.
He's done for the season.
That's too bad.
Yeah, and he's done. He's a 20-year-old, so junior OJHL hockey career is over.
His career, well, for now, and junior anyway. But as I alluded to, the past 2 seasons have been an incredible turnaround for you guys. 2 years ago, if this is right, 4 wins in 53 games, I think it was. 2 seasons ago, even we cringe a little bit saying that, but not the case last year. Last year, you guys made the playoffs, and now this year, you guys are obviously going to make the playoffs and possibly do some damage. But just talk about that turnaround and what was responsible for that.
Part of it was just changing the new attitude, hiring the new coach, different recruiting philosophy, and actually recruiting fairly hard against young. We decided that we'd start from the bottom, go all young. We brought in 15 rookies, and we were even considering more than that.
Right.
Some of the vets earned their way back on the team, but it was all about changing the recruiting and the coaching and the philosophy. We got a little more aggressive in town with sponsorship and chasing sponsors, so that's kind of helped a bit. So it's just a whole different, blow it up, start all over again.
Right.
Because keeping the guys that were there from the losing season, we thought would be a bad idea.
Right.
Except for the ones that we knew were good quality, committed kids that wanted to play hard and do what they were after.
So start fresh, and you started fresh with a new coach. You brought in Jamie Caruso, a really highly regarded coach from the Mississauga Rebels, I believe, organization, right? And he brought some guys actually as well who had played for him over the years as well. But you bring in Jamie, total breath of fresh air, and that was sort of one of the starts of what you guys going again. Talk about Jamie as a coach.
Jamie is a coach. I mean, he brought 4 Rebels with him, but then he's a great communicator. He's a really good recruiter. He delegates. He's put together a really good staff. Aaron Alfonso, who had been with us in the bad season, was a local Orangeville boy who played in the league. He was an OHL and CIS guy. And then he brought Bill Bradford, whose son had played for him before. Bill's a Hockey Canada guy, very good coach. And the staff collectively do an unbelievable job with the boys. They're very detailed. And with the young team, you need that. So, I mean, Jamie's door's open, so they can come to him anytime.
Yeah. In December, you guys pulled off a real, probably I'd say the biggest trade so far this year, which was you exchanged Dartmouth-bound James McLaughlin forward to Burlington, and in return you got Jack Jeffers, a guy who's uncommitted yet, but who's on the NHL watch list to be drafted this year. Why did you guys make the trade?
Well, we had actually chased Burlington for Jack a little earlier in the season when he was available. That didn't work out, but then Jamie came to us just before the Christmas break, and he was feeling frustrated, hadn't been scoring, just felt maybe he could use a change. We really didn't want to give him up, but we traded a good player for a good player. It's a pure hockey trade.
He's got 8 points in 4 games for you guys, I think, so far, Jeffers. So as advertised, he's been good for you guys.
Oh, his talent level is NHL talent.
Yep.
There are those that may question some other stuff with him, but he's shown nothing with us except for to be a quality kid.
Yeah.
We checked some background on him before with some of our guys who know him quite well and said he's a great kid. And
a pure hockey trade that's worked out well for both teams so far.
Jamie will be good for them. They're very happy with him.
And James is a great kid, for sure. Let's talk briefly. 2 players on the Flyers made the World Junior A Challenge team for Canada East, Nicholas Latinovich and Derek Topatic. So let's talk about Topatic, who's a Princeton commit. On defense, he was really strong in that tournament. Laid out some big hits too. I was going to say what surprised me, but what's he brought for you guys?
He's just a quality kid. Cares about the team. Does what he has to do to win a hockey game. Great personality. He's kind of come out of himself. We weren't sure last year. He was a pretty quiet guy, but he's taken the leadership on.
He's the captain, isn't he?
He's the captain of our hockey team, and he's a leader. The boys follow him. He's a quiet leader. He's not the rah-rah yelling at guys, going to threaten somebody to make him play better. He's more of just a quiet leader. He's just a rock on the blue. I mean, he plays so much for us sometimes. It's like we just finished 4 games in 5 nights. He has to be exhausted.
He has to be,
He has to be.
Let's touch on Latinovich. We've got about a minute, 20 seconds here. He was one of the goalies for Team Canada East, and he's been a rock for you guys, and goalies made some massive saves in there.
He's a dynamite kid who, again, flew under the radar in minor midget, got drafted to the OHL in midget, but he's another very good student who's now got opportunities in the United States for college hockey. And
not committed yet, though, but he's got some offers.
He has some offers, and he hasn't made any final decisions, but I think his performance at Canada East should upped those offers significantly.
Absolutely. It was funny because I was even saying before in that Russia game, that 6-1 game, they lost. None of those goals were his fault. I mean, they just showed some supreme skill, but he made some really good stops, and he was solid.
He's been a rock for us. Like you said, he's just carried us for a big part of that.
We got 30 seconds left real quick. That West Division you guys are in is looking real tough this year, isn't it? You guys are on pace to make the playoffs, but it's going to be a dogfight, isn't it?
It's a dogfight to the end. I mean, and we all have games left with each other, so it's going to be a war. And whoever can play the best down the stretch in the last 2 months here will grab a higher seeding, but it's still, you got to win in the playoffs.
Yeah. Thanks so much for being here.
No problem.
And we look forward to watching you guys down the stretch, and Happy New Year.
Okay, thank you. Happy New Year.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. More OJ today, coming up in just a moment. Welcome back. Well, some may have expected this to be a down year for the Georgetown Raiders. With one of the youngest squads in the league and the graduation of last year's OJ MVP, Steve Hladin, the combination could have been disastrous. But the Raiders have been too talented to keep down. They're challenging Buffalo for first place in the West, and we find out the secret to their success now. And this week's team report brought to you by Muscle Milk. Muscle Milk, official sponsor of the OJHL. The Georgetown Raiders seemed ready to make a big run in the 2015 playoffs. With a veteran-laden squad and league MVP Steve Hladin leading the way, the Raiders were a potent force. In an unexpected twist, however, the squad was eliminated in 4 straight games by the Toronto Junior Canadiens in round 2. Fast forward to this season, the Raiders are younger but talented and hungry. Coach Greg Walter's team currently sits second to the Buffalo Junior Sabres in the West Division.
I think we've done extremely well so far, considering the turnover that we had, losing 17 players. So the boys have really bought into the structure. They get along really well. It's a really close dressing room, and they're doing extremely well.
Now in his 5th season behind the bench, head coach Greg Walters demands a lot from his troops, but he's a coach the team loves to play for.
Well, when the D-man fires it up, is he following for like a bump back off the boards?
Yeah, he needs to get up. Our left winger should be here for the bump back, and then if you get hit again, then it's a bump back to our right D.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And Greg's been amazing this year with me, and he is hard and he yells a lot for sure, but I think moving forward, the harder he is on the guys, the more that the guys want to buy in for sure.
The Raiders have been led offensively by the dynamic duo of Jack and Brendan, the Jacome brothers. Younger sibling Jack leads the team in scoring, with big brother Brendan close behind.
Little Jack Jacome, people doubt him sometimes because of his size, but I don't doubt him for a second. He's one of the tougher guys on our team, and he'll take a hit and he'll throw one sometimes too. So, yeah.
Brandon Jacome has been here for 4 years, and he could coach our team, and in my opinion, he's the best 200-foot centerman in the league.
Forward Josh Dickinson has made huge strides this season. He's currently on the NHL watch list for the upcoming draft and was one of 2 Raiders named to Team Canada East for the recent World Junior A Challenge.
He received their Most Improved Player award last year. Another guy who plays, a 200-foot game and really bought into the structure of the game. He's very skilled. He's a very smart offensive player, and you can see the numbers that he's putting up now, and then making Team Canada, which is a huge accomplishment for him.
Defenseman Matt Cairns was also on Team Canada East, and the Cornell commit has been a rock for the Raiders on the blue line, along with Princeton recruit Matthew Tom. Both are also listed by NHL Central Scouting as players to watch for the 2016 draft.
He has been nothing but incredible for us, and he's a very, very skilled, high-end player, but he's great. His teammates love him. He's very committed off the ice, and he's probably going to be an NHL draft pick this year, which is unbelievable, and he deserves everything that he's getting for sure. Matthew Todd's been a big steady rock back there for us. He's a big kid. He took some real big strides here just late before the break, and great kid, very bright kid off the ice, and obviously with his commitment and moving forward, we're looking for big things for him in the second half.
Andrew Masters has been a monster between the pipes for Georgetown.
Well, yeah, Masters, our savior. He's been amazing. He's been probably the best goalie in the league.
He's been amazing. I think at the start of the year, he was single-handedly winning games for us, and we kind of came together and thought that we needed to win some games for him, and he's just been, he works hard, and I think that contributes to how he's been doing.
Hometown boy Daniel Hardy has chipped in with some huge goals and is third in team scoring. Third-year veteran Andrew Court has been one of the team leaders game in, game out, and he feels that although Georgetown is one of the youngest teams in the league, they're capable of making a deep playoff run this year.
Last year we had one of the oldest teams in the league, and I thought we were going to go all the way, and it was our speed and it was mainly our speed that held us back. This year we got the speed, we got the skill, we got the stamina. I think we can go deep in playoffs, if not win it off that.
And just before we go, a look at the top 5 plays from the OJ over the last week. Number 5, Patriots against Milton. Logan Blazer with the wicked wrister that bulges the twine against the Ice Sox. Number 4, Georgetown against Oakville. Michael Botez extends himself to a ridiculous extent to rob Andrew Court. Ouch is all I have to say. Number 3, Oakville, Orangeville, overtime, tic-tac-toe. Josh Kosak finishes it off in style. Number 2, Oakville's Oliver Benwell, shorthanded, turns Austin Cho inside out and scores a beauty on Andrew Masters. And number 1, one of the saves of the year, Tucker Wepner on Aaron Spivak. Oh baby, just reaches back with the paddle to rob him. Take another look. Just when it seemed he was down and out, he makes the gorgeous play. Definitely our OJ play of the week. And that's all the time we've got for this week. Just remember, though, to head to the league website at ojhl.ca for all the up-to-date news, stats, and standings. On Twitter, at OJHL Official, and at facebook.com/OJHL Official. Thanks for tuning in, folks. I will see you next week.